Chapter 1. The Myth Factory: How the Screen Replaced Reality. Let's get one thing straight before anyone starts screaming into the comments. AV actresses are not Japanese women. They are not more honest versions, not what women are really like, and definitely not proof of anything except how efficiently an industry can monetize male loneliness. The difference between a real Japanese woman and an AV actress is not sexuality. It's context, incentives, and survival strategy. AV is a profession. Being a Japanese woman is a lifelong unpaid role. That alone should already make some brains overheat. 1. Fantasy is designed, reality is cornered. AV actresses exist inside a controlled environment. Lighting, editing, makeup, narrative, scripts written by men who think emotional depth is a camera angle. Real Japanese women exist inside Japan. That means stagnant wages, collapsing middle-class, brutal ageism beauty standards, frozen in the year 1998, and a social contract that quietly tells women, "You're valuable until you inconvenience someone." AV actresses are temporarily elevated. Japanese women are permanently managed. One is framed as desire, the other is framed as responsibility. 1. AV sells availability. Reality enforces withdrawal. AV actresses are paid to appear emotionally open, receptive, and responsive. That openness is not authenticity, it's labor. Japanese women, meanwhile, learn early that openness is dangerous. Smile too much? You're easy. Speak too directly? You're aggressive. Age naturally? You're invisible. Refuse emotional labor? You're selfish. So what happens? Withdrawal, silence, minimalism, emotional rationing. This is why so many foreign men say, Japanese women are cold in real life. No, they're tired of being punished for warmth. 1. Sexual expression versus economic compression. AV actresses are often portrayed as hypersexual. Japanese women are often portrayed as passive. Both images are wrong, but one is profitable. AV allows sexuality to exist without consequences. No rent anxiety, no family pressure, no office politics, no future penalties. Real women don't get that luxury. In reality, sexuality is entangled with marriage expectations, career suicide, pregnancy risk, social labeling, and long-term economic damage. So real women optimize for stability, not fantasy. Men call this loss of femininity. Economists call it rational behavior under scarcity. 1. Why men confuse AV with truth. Here's the uncomfortable part. Many men don't prefer AV because it's erotic. They prefer it because it's predictable. No rejection, no negotiation, no emotional accountability. AV actresses never ask, "What's your plan? Can you afford a future? Are you emotionally functional?" Real women do. And that difference feels hostile to people who want desire without responsibility. 1. The cruel irony. The final irony? AV actresses often exit the industry with more autonomy than average Japanese women of the same age. They may have savings, they may have options, they may walk away. Meanwhile, many real women are trapped in low-pay clerical work, dead marriages, or permanent caregiving roles with zero exit strategy. So no, AV is not what Japanese women are really like. It's what happens when desire is temporarily insulated from Japan's economic decay. Call to action. Yes, this is deliberate. If this made you uncomfortable, good. Discomfort means something survived your denial. Subscribe if you're tired of fake politeness, like if you're done confusing fantasy with reality. Buy through the links if you want this channel to keep cutting where it hurts. Algorithms don't reward honesty. Support does. Chapter 2. Consent versus conditioning. Why AV feels honest and reality feels hostile. People love to say this line with a straight face and zero irony. AV actresses are honest. Real Japanese women are fake. This is what happens when someone confuses explicit consent with structural conditioning and then calls it insight. AV actresses opt in. Japanese women are born in. That difference matters more than any performance ever will. 1. Consent is loud. Conditioning is silent. AV is built on visible consent, contracts, cameras, clear transactions. Everyone knows why they're there. Real life in Japan works the opposite way. There is no contract that says, you will be polite, you will not inconvenience men. You will age discreetly, you will smile through disappointment, but those rules are enforced anyway. AV consent is shouted. Social conditioning is whispered until it becomes internal. Guess which one feels warmer to people who don't want to think? 1. Why real women say no without saying it. Foreign men often complain. She didn't say no, but she wasn't enthusiastic. Correct. Because Japanese women are trained to refuse indirectly. Why? Because direct refusal historically leads to social punishment, workplace retaliation character, assassination, or being labeled difficult. So women learn a safer language: hesitation, vagueness, emotional distance, strategic politeness. Men raised on AV interpret this as deception. It's not deception, it's damage control. 1. AV removes risk. Reality multiplies it. In AV, pregnancy is managed, boundaries are pre-negotiated, exit exists. In real life, pregnancy destroys careers, boundaries are constantly tested. Exit is expensive, so real women calculate everything. Who pays? Who leaves first? Who loses more? Men call this unromantic. Survival rarely prioritizes romance. 1. Why men say AV women are kinder. AV actresses are paid to center male emotion. They listen, they reassure, they affirm. Real Japanese women already do this for bosses, families, co-workers, aging parents. They are emotionally bankrupt by the time romance shows up. AV doesn't represent kindness, it represents outsourced emotional labor. 1. The brutal truth. Nobody likes, here it is, unwrapped and uncomfortably direct. AV feels honest because it removes power imbalance. Real life feels cold because power imbalance never leaves. AV actresses perform desire after the risk is neutralized. Real women withhold desire because the risk never is. If that offends you, congratulations. You're closer to understanding something real. Call to action, again, because this is how channels survive. If this chapter cracked something open, subscribe so this doesn't get buried, like so algorithms panic slightly. Buy through the links so this channel keeps existing without begging sponsors. Truth isn't free. Platforms make sure of that. Chapter 3. Youth, Time, and the Lie of Natural Femininity. This is where people start lying to themselves aggressively. You've heard it. AV actresses are youthful and feminine. Real Japanese women lose it. That sentence alone should earn a lifetime ban from critical thinking. Youth in AV is manufactured, preserved, and monetized. Youth in real life is consumed, punished, and discarded. One is an asset class. The other is a deadline. 1. AV freezes time. Reality weaponizes it. AV actresses operate inside a narrow, brutal time window. Everyone knows it. No one pretends otherwise. Youth is rented. Beauty is depreciating inventory. Exit is assumed. Real Japanese women don't get an exit briefing. They are told, be cute but not childish, be mature but not old, be youthful, but don't try too hard, age naturally, but don't look aged. This is not a standard. It's a trap with moving walls. AV freezes youth for profit. Society accelerates aging for control. 1. Natural beauty is a scam with a smile. Men love saying, AV actresses are artificial. Real women should be natural. Translation. Please absorb stress, poverty, and aging gracefully while asking for nothing. Japanese women are expected to work long hours, commute endlessly, care for family, maintain appearance, and never admit exhaustion. Then they're blamed for letting themselves go. AV actresses don't represent artificial femininity. They represent protected femininity. Protection changes outcomes. Shocking, I know. 1. Why real women age. Faster than the fantasy. Stress ages people. Insecurity ages people. Economic precarity ages people. Japan excels at all three. AV actresses are shielded temporarily from office politics, unpaid emotional labor, family obligation. Real women are not. So yes, the fantasy looks fresher. That's what happens when someone else pays the cost. 1. The cruel joke about post-30 decline. Men love whispering this one like it's forbidden wisdom. Japanese women decline after 30. No, the system declines them. After 30, hiring discrimination spikes, marriage pressure peaks, fertility anxiety weaponizes time, visibility drops, women don't change, the market does. AV avoids this by replacing women instead of punishing them. Society punishes them instead of replacing its expectations. 1. The unspoken envy. Here's the part nobody wants to admit. Some men resent AV actresses not because they're fake, but because they escaped the rules. They cashed in youth instead of sacrificing it. They monetized desire instead of apologizing for it. They left. Real women didn't get that option, so the bitterness gets redirected. They're shallow. They're cold. They're not feminine anymore. Projection is cheaper than reflection. Call to action. You know the drill. If this chapter irritated you, excellent. Irritation means you're still awake. Subscribe if you want the rest before it gets sanitized. Like if you're tired of comforting lies. Buy through the links if you want this channel to survive without pretending everything is fine. Comfort is expensive. Truth costs more. Chapter 4. Emotional Labor versus Performance. Why one side feels warm and the other feels dead. This chapter is the one people rage quit over, not because it's wrong, but because it names the bill nobody wants to pay. The decisive difference between real Japanese women and AV actresses is not sex. It's who is required to manage whose emotions. One performs emotion as a job. The other performs emotion as a life sentence. 1. AV is emotional labor. With a clock-out time, AV actresses don't just sell bodies, they sell emotional availability, reassurance, validation, responsiveness, the illusion that someone is genuinely interested in you. And here's the key detail everyone ignores on purpose. They get paid. They go home. It ends. No follow-up, no caregiving, no unpaid aftercare, no pretending to be fine tomorrow. That boundary changes everything. 1. Real Japanese women are never off duty. Now compare that to real life. Japanese women are expected to read the room, smooth tension, anticipate moods, de-escalate, male insecurity, absorb disappointment, quietly, at work, at home, in relationships, in public. There is no overtime pay for this. There is no exit clause. By the time romance shows up, the emotional battery is dead, not low, dead. Men interpret this as, she's cold, she's not affectionate, she doesn't care, she cares, she's just exhausted beyond politeness. 1. Why AV feels alive and reality feels empty. AV actresses appear lively because nothing is at stake. They don't need you to. Commit, grow, provide stability, be emotionally competent. They need you to exist on cue. Real women need partners, not audiences. And partners require effort, growth, and accountability. Things fantasy never demands, so fantasy feels easier. Easier gets mistaken for truth. 1. The rage toward emotionless. Women. Here's the pattern you see everywhere online. Men complain that Japanese women are robotic, unexpressive, unaffectionate, but watch who they never criticize. They never criticize. Exploitative work culture, unpaid caregiving expectations, economic stagnation, age-based disposability. They blame the person who stopped performing. When emotional labor dries up, resentment appears. Because someone lost a service they never paid for. 1. The industry knows this. Society pretends it doesn't. AV thrives because it isolates emotion from consequence. Society collapses because it demands emotion without compensation. One is honest about the transaction. The other hides it behind tradition and shame. So no, real Japanese women are not less emotional. They just stopped donating feelings to systems that never returned anything. Call to action, because reality runs on support. If this chapter hit harder than expected, subscribe so this doesn't vanish quietly. Like so, the algorithm hesitates before burying it. Buy through the links if you want this channel to keep refusing sponsors that demand soft language. Emotional labor has value. Truth does too. Support decides whether it survives. Chapter 5. The Final Difference. Choice versus Trap. If you remember nothing else from this entire series, remember this. AV actresses choose a role. Japanese women are assigned one. Everything else is noise. 1. Choice changes behavior. Traps change people. An AV actress enters a system knowing the rules, the risks, the timeline, the exit. That knowledge creates power, even inside exploitation. A real Japanese woman grows up inside a system that tells her, this is normal, this is your duty, this is just how things are. There is no onboarding, there is no consent moment, there is no clean exit. So when people ask, why are real women so different? Because one can leave and the other is punished for trying. 1. Men aren't comparing women. They're comparing convenience. Here's the quiet truth no one wants to say out loud. When men compare AV actresses to real women, they're not comparing femininity. They're comparing effort versus effortlessness, accountability versus escape, negotiation versus obedience. AV removes friction. Real relationships introduce it. So the resentment isn't about women changing. It's about fantasy refusing to grow up with reality. 1. The collapse. Nobody wants to acknowledge Japan didn't lose femininity. It burned it as fuel. Decades of unpaid care, suppressed ambition, emotional obedience, aesthetic pressure. Eventually, something runs out. What you're seeing now isn't coldness. It's withdrawal from a bad investment. AV didn't reveal the truth about women. It exposed the lie about the system. 1. Why this won't be fixed with dating advice. No amount of confidence coaching pickup theory or be more masculine nonsense will fix this. Because the problem is not attraction, it's structure. You cannot out-flirt stagnant wages, disposable labor, aging punishment, or social hypocrisy. Fantasy survives because it avoids responsibility. Reality demands it. 1. The last, uncomfortable line. So here it is, the final difference. AV actresses sell desire inside a closed system. Japanese women ration desire inside a collapsing one. One is performance, the other is survival. Confusing the two isn't ignorance anymore. It's refusal. Final call to action. And yes, this part is intentional. If this series said what nobody around you will, subscribe so this channel doesn't get quietly erased. Like so the algorithm hesitates before pretending this never existed. Buy through the links if you want independent content that doesn't beg institutions for permission. Channels don't survive on truth alone. They survive on people who decide it matters.